Alright, this is the One-Eyed Cat, and I am recording part 2 of your build options when you are playing Shadowheart Origin. As I stated before...
Fate, dost thou require as
I stated before, I went over in the last video some of the cleric options like life domain, which is not suitable for a first level in order to like become a face character really because of the complications with spells. I also went over trickery domain, her default domain when she is an origin character, and honestly it's very good. I'm going to just say that in general, if you want to play just one level of Cleric so that you get medium armor and go with Lore Bard, that's a great option. It really is. However, in my opinion, I don't really like that option. I went fully Bard. Now, here's the thing. I neglected in the last video to show you an alternative to this. So I'm going to do that now. Say you want medium armor. You don't want to use your first feat to do that. You don't care about having a lot of Shadowheart's spells that people usually like in builds, such as Spirit Guardians and stuff. You can go with, specifically, College of Swords Bard. So what is the difference? I'll show you. So let's say we're starting off at level 1 and I'm like building up my stuff. So I'm going to go like this way. I'm going to build her as a healing bard. The thing is, if you want to be a fantastic archer, there's actually a build over at GameSaji that sort of goes over that, but you can build it as a healer. So here's what I would do. Let's say I'm going to go for College of Swords because I don't really care about having Spirit Guardians and all kinds of other stuff. I just want to maximize healing spells, but I don't want to go too far into healing spells, right? You can totally play the game without some of the healing spells that you're going to need. So as a face character, I do want Speak with Animals. I know that you can craft the potions or whatever, but I just sell the potions if I've got this spell. That's just me. Because you can like cast it on yourself when you wake up. It stays on you all day. It's fine. I know that the potions stay on you all day too, but that's not the point. And I'm going to go with Long Strider. I like having that so that I can buff people for potential combat. I'm going to go with a basic build, but this time the focus is I want to be a swords bard and I want to be like good in combat, or at least a little bit better. I'm not knocking Shadowheart, it's just that her support and healing is not really the same as most people. Well, it's not really what most people want. So just so you know though, my build concept is more the role that Shadowheart is going to play. It's not damage per round. There's tons of people out there with great builds on damage per round. I'm not in any way dissing them. I understand that that's one way to play. My way of playing is more towards the role because I'm more of a Dungeons and Dragons kind of person. So like Persuasion, Deception, and Intimidation, I'm going to intentionally make her to be the support character who is also the face character. A bard can fill almost 3 party roles by itself, but I'm just going to go with those 2. So we've got Constitution. Like a lot of our healing spells and damage spells are not concentration when you're playing a bard. So I don't mind going with 14 Constitution because I'm not really going to need to do Warcaster or anything. So basically, to do this build, when you start off your game, you're going to have to basically reclass at level 3 if you're going to go with College of Swords. I prefer to play the game with medium armor. That is the Luminous armor right there. I still recommend it because of Luminous Orb. But you don't have to use that. There are other ones. But I still prefer to have medium armor at least on all my characters because that's just the way I am. So she's going to focus on face character skills. I'm not really into heroism very much. I'll take Disguise Self, but I really don't need it. Well, actually, no, I think I'll do Dissonant Whispers. Because I'm going to be more healer but more bard. So when I get to level 3, College of Swords gives me medium armor. So that's what I want. That makes me happy. College of Valor also gives you medium armor and shields. So if you want to play her with like a specific shield like Biconia's Walking Fortress or any of the later game shields, then maybe you want College of Valor. and that's equally valid. So now I just introduced yet another way to play her. So College of Valor, that can be for people that want to have all the cool weapons and stuff. I'm not going to do that. I'm going College of Swords, specifically so that I can have certain proficiencies, and I get scimitars, but I get medium armor. I don't need all the weapons because there's plenty of weapons in the game. So in my opinion, I don't need like a million weapon proficiencies like College of War. You basically get, or College of Valor, you basically get them all, right? And in the previous what is it called, video that I made, I was doing College of Lore, but I would have to find a way to get medium armor. I know that you can do use the Blazer of Benevolence that frickin' Bolo gives you, so I understand, but I'm going to say College of Lore, because I'm going to choose a fighting style. I'm choosing healing spells. I know that some people are going to get upset. Dueling is what I'm going to prefer. Now, it says you can carry a shield in your free hand and still gain this bonus. But this is a not two-handed weapon. I'm building it this way specifically because I'm going to use Valor Alove, which is a finesse sword that you get in the Underdark that is fantastic for giving like thunder buffs for damage, or for saving throw and healing type buffs. I can't remember the specific buffs, but there's like the peaceful buffs for like the singing instead of the shrieking. So, but if I'm the face character, I want at least +5 in all of my skills. But I played my party composition by roll, so I don't need sleight of hand because Asterian's in my party. I don't need like Arcana, Asterian's in my Gale's in my party. I don't need animal handling or any of those because Karlach is in my party. So I'm gonna like absolutely do my best at my face character skills, my charisma stuff, right? That's what I'm gonna do. Notice that while I'm talking about this, if you were College of Lore or if you wanted to do it a different way, you could actually take sleight of hand and not need Astarion in your party as the lockpick. Some people don't like switching between Astarion and your face character all the time. I'm going to go with this because she's going to focus, Shadowheart's going to focus on being the face character. So I can do that. Now that we have the medium shields, like I'm going to choose, what's a good one? I actually like enhanced ability a lot, so I'm going to take that one because that's super important. Especially if there's like a very vital check that I need to run, I'm going to want to have that, as long as I'm not burning up my spells. Now, while I'm in this video, one of the side topics I'm going to talk about is when it comes to Magic Initiate. See, I'm going to be a College of Swords bard the whole way. That means, unlike the Lore bard, who gets extra spells at level 6 and 10 from Magical Secrets, I'm going to be a College of Swords, which means I only get spells at level 10. That's going to be okay for now, because I still have enough healing spells within Bard to be able to do what I need to do. But here's something you can do. I'm going to give this as an option, not to the specific build, but this is an option anytime you're playing any charisma character. You can take Magic Initiate from another discipline. So let's say I want, for some reason, say I was a Lore Bard and I want extra shocking and electrical spells. Or say I'm going up against Ketheric and I want to make sure that I'm hitting him with Bone Chill so that he can't regenerate, right? This gives a lot of cool options. You just have to make sure you don't take things, in my opinion at least, you don't take things that you already get access to, because then you're going to run into a situation towards the end of the game where you're running out of cantrips. I've actually like reclassed like on a 3-class character, triple multi-class. I've actually run into a position where I couldn't actually level up because I couldn't get past the cantrip screen because I didn't have any more cantrips to choose. So don't do that like I did. But anyway, the only reason why I would take Sorcerer Initiate if I was a Lore Bard is because I can get shield. That would be great. That's a great defensive spell to have. You don't have to use it all the time, because it asks you if you want to cast reaction. Now, I'm not doing any of this. I'm just pointing out that I can do this. So at this point, I'm just switching to ability score improvement so you can see my ability scores. I have a Constitution of 14. What I can do at this point, because my dexterity is good enough for combat, I can take Warcaster if I'm really worried about having the ability to concentrate on stuff at Constitution 14. So that would be great. Usually that's an option. When I'm a Cleric, I usually take Warcaster anyway, but you don't have to. At this point, you can do whatever you want. Some people might take alert, but that's only for like people that you want to be like the top dog in terms of like going first in combat. Tavern Brawler would be if you're like throwing things, which I'm not doing. So I'm not going to take Warcaster usually. Usually I would take something like a Charisma. Like I would try to get my Charisma to the max first, right? Because I'm a healer. Most of my spells are not concentration. And then to round this out, I'm going to take Calm Emotion. Now, I did say that most of the spells are not concentration. This one, Calm Emotions, is concentration, so if you want to do differently and do Warcaster, you can totally do that. This one, though, in my opinion, there's only like maybe 2 or 3 fights where this spell is going to save your party, but you don't really absolutely have to have it. If you have your party set up well, you don't have to worry about it that much. I like having it, but I don't care if the concentration is broken or whatever. So you're not. Now, as a face character, notice that I have Speak with Dead. That's from the Necromancy of Thay. I recommend that because, you know, if you're a face character, you need to like be able to talk to people, so you don't have to carry around the or switch to the amulet of Speak with Undead. So basically, at this point, even though I don't usually use Lesser Restoration, much less in combat, usually in combat I can survive whatever debuff is being done without having to do that. But, you know, it's worth having, so I'll put it there. I'm going to be the healer specialist, so I'd rather have something that I don't need than need something I don't have. But, so that's how you would build a College of Swords Shadowheart origin. It's pretty much straightforward, and like I said, I prefer to have the Luminous Armor, but notice that there are all kinds of cool, I don't have them because this is like an origin playthrough, but there are tons of really good healing spells to have, so I recommend this. And the reason why I recommend Dexterity is because when I have a finesse weapon, my melee and my ranged attacks benefit from Dexterity. It seems like Dexterity is actually more powerful in this game than Strength, but it just depends. So anyway, so since my party has Karlach as my my combat dialogue specialist, Asterion, who's going to be rogue primarily, but ranger also for that, you know, and then so he's going to basically be like a Gloomstalker thief. Because I prefer that to the assassin, because I prefer having extra bonus spells, or bonus actions. And then we got Gale. So at this point, basically, it's a pretty balanced party. So you can do that. So yeah. Now, finally, so to summarizing basically, Lore Bard is a great option. You can go with a level 1 Trickery Domain Cleric if you want medium armor, but you can go Lore Bard, and at level 6 you can get Mass Healing Word. I have the amulet, that's the only reason why I have it. You can get access to Mass Healing Word. Mass Healing Word is an excellent spell to have for combat. It's not necessary, that's why I prefer Lore Bard, but you can do Swords Bard and get it at level 10, that's fine. But then also, when you are Lore Bard, you can take Sorcerer Initiate if you want like shield spell and just go with light armor instead of medium armor. There's so many options. But if you want more of a combat focused Shadowheart, but with healing spells on the side, Swords Bard is a perfect way to do that. It's a great way to do that. And you just pick the spells that you think are going to be the most effective in combat. And like I said, you know, you don't have to have Dissonant Whispers. You can also have I'd actually prefer Shatter. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. This is the One-Eyed Cat, and I am signing out.